Macmillan Audio presents Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. Read for you by Angel Pean. Some of the thematic material in Bet on It discusses mental illness, panic attacks, drug abuse, and child endangerment. For a more detailed description of sensitive content, please visit jodieslaughter.com. Chapter 1. All things considered, the frozen dinner section of the Piggly Wiggly was one of the better public places to have a panic attack. It was late, only a half hour before closing, in a small town where being outside after 9 p.m. on a weeknight automatically branded you a degenerate. That meant the other poor souls wandering the aisles were too glassy-eyed to pay Aja Owens any notice. Forehead pressed against the cold, wet glass of a freezer door and bright fluorescent lights heating the back of her neck, she gripped her handheld basket tight. Less than 2 minutes ago, she'd been anxious, but steady. Then she'd pulled the freezer door open, and a box of Hot Pockets had come barreling off the shelf and into her chest before clattering to the floor. The life had nearly been startled out of her, sending what was left of composed Aja out of her body to levitate above like a spirit, watching with shrewd eyes as her corporeal form descended into outright panic. The sudden fear made her body tense, her throat tightening immediately. Every second that passed saw her heart rate speed up until she could hear the pounding in her ears, drowning everything else out. She tried to push past her lightheadedness enough to calm herself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Keep holding. Now, release. Even after 3 full minutes of reciting her silent mantra, the technique was barely working. Her breaths came fast, burning her chest as air was pushed and pulled through her overexerted lungs, to no relief. She knew exactly where her anxiety meds were. The transparent orange bottle was tucked safely in a pocket on the interior of her purse. Only, her purse was currently locked in the trunk of her car. It didn't matter how much relief the Ativan could give. If her pills were hundreds of more steps away than she could take. Aja's teeth ground together as a tinny voice came through the store speakers, announcing that it was 9:15. 15 minutes until closing. She needed to pull away from the glass, yank her heart out of her throat, pay for her items, and go home, where she could feel some semblance of safety and security. But she couldn't make her feet move, and the frustration of that made her eyes burn. Another minute had passed, her forehead freezing against the clammy glass, when she heard a pair of shoes beating against the floor towards her. She figured it was an employee. It would be absolutely mortifying if some frazzled 16-year-old grocery clerk approached, begging her to please get the fuck out of the store so they could close up. It might not be all bad, though. Her regular, everyday anxiety about being a public nuisance would probably override the attack she was having and send her scrambling. Without her pepperoni pizza Hot Pockets, sure, but the end result would be worth.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?